And welcome everyone to the Initiative Order's wonderful series that we get to tell on Mondays, ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series. Joined with me, ArcaKnight Court or Will, are my wonderful Rangers. So we're going to go through, have everybody introduce themselves and the Rangers that they're playing, their pronouns, and then we'll jump into tonight's episode because I'm sure there's a lot of questions that people want a lot of answers for. So we'll go ahead and start with Brandon.
Hello everyone, it is I, Brandon O'Brien, pronouns he, him, or they, them. I am a poet, writer, and game designer from Trinidad and Tobago, and tonight I will be playing Marcia Ambrose, the pink ArcaKnight Ranger.
Oh yeah. Alec.
Hello, I'm Alec, or Alec the Bard. I am a TTRPG content creator, and I play Peter, the Red Ranger.
Javante.
Howdy, I'm Javante, a resident TTRPG goblin. Pronouns are he, him. I play Dior, the black ArcaKnight Ranger.
Krimsin.
Hey y'all, I'm Krimsin Galaxy. That's Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. And I'm playing Gina, the Yellow Ranger.
Hell yeah. And last but certainly not least, Pluto.
Everyone, I'm Pluto, pronouns they, them, and I am playing Frankie, pronouns he, they, the green ArcaKnight Centaur Ranger.
And I am Will, or ArcaLight Court. I will be the game master for tonight's session and playing all the other characters that everybody gets to talk to and hang out with. So without further ado, let's roll into our awesome intro and get into tonight's episode. And last we left off, our Rangers had decided to have a small gathering of minds to go over the secrets that they had learned of each other, discuss the things that had been going on around them. After successfully summoning their Zords for the first time, combining into the ArcaKnight fabled Megazord, and defeating Shuttershock. Dior, unfortunately, went into a sleep protocol about 10-15 minutes into getting to Marcia's apartment, everyone having a few drinks, when suddenly 4 of the 5 members had been notified that their classes had been changed and updated. Other than Dior, the other 4 members were invited into a new mythology and studies course that began bright and early at 6 a.m. on campus. The group then went the next morning to attend the class and met a new teacher, new professor that nobody had really heard about, but apparently had been a part of the school for an extended period of time. And when Marcia had opened the textbooks provided to the class, a note was left inside it saying, "Welcome to class." Very personally written. But from there, we move over to Dior. As you awaken, your beginning protocols beginning to activate, as you find yourself in the guest room of Marcia's apartment. Not where you had last been.
All right, I'm gonna set up. I'm going to assume somebody moved me. I'll reach for my phone.
You grab your phone. Would anybody have texted Dior about the changes to their schedules and where they are in the early hours of the morning?
I think because I knew that we would have to leave Dior in the apartment in the first place, I would have been the first to message as a matter of principle to say, yes, you're in a new room. You kind of fell asleep on us. The four of us are in a new class and you're not in it. Also, we think Yamaya is our professor. You should probably let someone else know that all of that is happening while we're still in class, probably get the shit beat out of us.
This is a lot to take in this early.
And then, like a few seconds later in the group chat, there's just a message from Frankie. Yeah, what she said.
So helpful, as always.
Gonna send a quick message to the group chat. I'm going to take some of your food, and then I'm going to figure out what's going on. And I'm going to get up.
You do also see a message from your mother.
Oh boy, I didn't tell her before I passed out. Tentatively check that message.
The message says, Professor Cranston informed us that you were working late in the advanced robotics area. I'm very proud to see you taking a liking to your father and Mai's work. Hope you learned a lot. Hope you're making friends. I can't keep you a baby forever.
Quick text back. Love you. I am going to be home soon. I have some classes. Heart. Send.
You get like an automated response back. Dr. Alanis is currently teaching. We'll get back to you at the soonest convenient time. If this is emergency, please contact. And it gives like the hours of operations to her office on campus.
To flick around on my phone a little bit. Hey, Chiron, you awake?
From the phone, the physical form of Chiron appears in the room. Kind of looks around for a second and then looks back towards you and just nods.
So we haven't really talked about all the stuff that happened recently. I know you're about as analytical as I can get. What do you make of the whole gestures to his body?
You watch as the like physical Doberman form then shift into the energy like outline avatar version. I believe, which is strange to say, the consequences that led to the current form that you are in has been the greatest benefit, though dire consequence. More information will be needed and further analysis. But from the current understanding, you are in the most optimal form.
Work with optimal.
Nods his head back at you.
What say you we make breakfast for the team, shall we? I'm gonna head over to the kitchen.
like looks down to the pawed hands and then looks back to you.
I'll make breakfast. And if you want food, I will happily give you some.
I'll maintain watch. And just kind of like pause his way through the rest of the apartment.
I'm gonna just send a quick group chat. Anyone here have any food restrictions, allergies, requests?
You see a message come from Gina's number that you're almost certain Gina did not write. That says, whatever's there.
Sorry, my internet freaked out. I didn't catch that.
You see a message that you're almost certain Gina did not write immediately pop up onto your screen that says, whatever's there is good.
And Frankie copies his last text and says it again. Yeah, what she said.
Just set the phone down and I will.
I think at that point, another message also comes in from Gina's phone and just says, can you also get some stuff with no dairy? Lactose intolerant.
Beans and rice with sausage it is.
For the four of you in class,
Yes.
as the professor begins going through Arthurian legends and information there within, speaking to how Merlin was not just some kind of wizard or like guiding instructor to Arturius, but was instead a woad, a druid of the cleric and Southern Isles that led the other quote unquote heathens in combat alongside the Arturian knights against the Viking incursions and the Empire. That it was believed that he was playing both sides of the war to his benefit. That he was setting up the Arturian legions in order to always be in direct contact and combat with their enemies at any given time, while also simultaneously moving the woads away from combat to the furthest safest points, and even at one point being seen or rumored to have given weapons to the incursion enemies. And the conversation continues and the instruction continues, discussing the different geopolitical placements of the woads and Arturius and all of their knights and how they interacted with the people of the lands and how it differs from the normal story and anthologies told of King Arthur. Marcia, as you are maintaining your awareness of the professor and her movements and her clear and direct eye contacts with Peter consistently throughout the lesson, moving through the book, you see a folded sheet of paper within it.
I unfold the sheet of paper.
Awesome. As you unfold the sheet of paper, you see that it is a poem. 7 stanzas that seems to describe, at a cursory like glance and read through, fairies through the wind and the summer and autumn courts, the combat and feuds between the fairy lords and a singular human finding their way into the land of Fae and settling the conflict between the two courts by giving the gift of storytelling to lie to the Fae.
see. I fold that sheet of paper back up and I put it in my bag.
Awesome. Give me an insight check real quick. And you'll do this with an upshift as well, as this does deal with your own personal background with poetry.
Oh ho!
Interesting.
There, am I losing? Did I forget? That's where insight was. Do I also get an edge based on my autism perk?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Upshift means D6. Critical success.
So most people
23.
looking over this would see it just as a very well written poem. You recognize the work of the poet laureate Corellian, the poet that has been the muse and inspiration of some of your own work, who has not been seen or interviewed or anything over the course of the last 10 years.
Do I know if this is a poem that Corellian has published elsewhere, or do I just recognize this is...
This is not something that has been published.
Okay. I'm very glad I put that in my bag now. Something was telling me in my brain, like, I'm gonna have to think about this poem a great deal more. I'm very excited.
But you recognize the writing cadence, the words that are used, because it's not just like the barest and briefest of descriptions or things of that nature. There's like proper etymology, like using old Latin or old Celtic or Gaelic versions of words instead of the standard English or other interpretations of it. There's very deep writing using language that would be used during the time frame of whatever it is they're writing about.
Mm-hmm. Do I tell whether the first note has the exact same handwriting?
The first note did not.
Do I identify any other handwriting in or on the book itself, the textbook itself?
Not immediately. Give me, because Nikos is sitting around you guys. Give me alertness check.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna make straight alertness. 17.
17. There are some similarities to Nikos's handwriting that you're seeing in the notes that he's taking, but it also looks like it's combined with the handwriting of the professor on the chalkboard of the room. Like it's a weird amalgamation. You can see like the C's and S's are very similar to Nico's, where some of the more finer vowels are almost identical to the professor's.
Okay. I was excited and then I immediately stopped being excited. How far am I from Peter?
Peter is so Peter is in front of you to the right. Next to Peter is Nikos. Next to you on your right is Gina, and on your left is Frankie.
All right, I'm gonna write a note for Gina and Frankie to see then. I'm just gonna take out a strip of paper and say, look at the handwriting, and then I'm gonna draw an arrow from that sheet of paper to one of the pieces of handwriting on the book itself that looks like the professor's.
And the two of you are able to see like the vast similarities between what's on the chalkboard and what is within the textbook. And these textbooks are old as well. They look like first edition copies that would be seen in like Oxford in the library to use for research, and they're like set out within the classroom for everyone to use.
Mm-hmm. How old does the note look?
Marcia, did you show them the poem, or were you showing them the note that was written in the cover of the book?
I'm gonna keep my poem for the time being. I am gonna show them the first note that I saw.
Yeah. And
but I'm also
Gina saw the first note inside the textbook. It looks maybe a couple of days old. Alec, you had a question?
Just wanted to see, like, while they're deciphering the handwriting, can I get a vibe check on? She keeps looking at me. Like, is it like with malice? Is it with like, hey, how you doing? Like, how can I get a vibe check on like what? Like, is this an after school special or is this a true crime podcast? Like, I'm just trying to figure out.
Let's get a streetwise vibe check.
Roll for vibe check.
Streetwise. I'm gonna roll for vibe check.
because I'm looking at the professor the entire time. I actually want to do that as well with insight.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's a 14 on the die plus 1, so 15 total.
For Peter, it looks like she's trying to catch you doing something wrong. It's like she has it out for you without outwardly going like, you're the problem in the classroom, I need to keep my eye on you, kind of thing.
Like kind of like
any mistake.
Like a pitcher looking at first base, making sure they don't steal kind of thing?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I rolled 18.
Marcia, you could see that she is looking for any possible reason to force Peter into some kind of like academic issue. Like, you're staying after class, you know, I'm assigning you an additional piece of work, or I'm giving you the worst group project possible without a group to work with.
Oh my god. Oh, well, just give me detention, please.
But that's what you're able to glean from that. Like, she's constantly double checking back to make sure that Peter's taking notes of some kind or is actively paying attention, isn't like on his phone or things of that nature.
I was about to say, can I like under the desk, like with my phone, text the group, should I piss her off? ? And then I'm gonna try
I see you reach for your phone, and I kick you in the shin.
Ow!
Like I just kick you in the back.
What the hell?
I'm just staring at you.
I do yelp because shin hits are the worst pain, especially with a razor scooter.
I will not tolerate disruptions.
Sorry, Professor, I dropped my pencil. Do you mind if I go pick it up? It's just right under
Not
here.
a problem, sweetheart. Absolutely. And then back to daggers at Peter.
I just hit my leg on the desk. That's all. It just hurt.
So I go to kneel down beside Peter, and I whisper to you, I think she has it out for you. do the best that you can in this class, please.
Maybe.
Don't start a fight. If she fights you alone, we can't do anything about it. And then I go back to sit down.
That's fair. That's fair.
Send back the Kermit meme that says "Do it" with the evil Kermit.
Do it.
But as you guys can complete the first day of class, each of you are assigned to looking up and researching one of the many knights of the Round Table of Arturius's court. Peter, specifically, you are asked to do a full dive into the history of Merlin and the Woads.
Okay, lady. I don't say that to her. That's just me saying that out loud. I'm just gonna say, like, this assignment seems a little heavier than everyone else's.
Well, seeing the rest of the courses that you're taking, this shouldn't be much of an issue. You seem to have a lot of free time in between courses.
Did I like kick your dog sometime or something? Like, what? You seem like you don't like me very much.
I am walking past you and I kick you in the back of the leg.
God!
Mr. Hens, I believe that those legs have been attached to you since the moment you graced this fine planet. It would be in your best interest to be more aware of where they are at any given point.
Yep. Peter's very clumsy. We're gonna just take him away from
No,
you
this is
for-
bullshit. She gave me this extra report.
I am bothering you and dragging you out of the room. When we get outside, I turn to Peter and I go, you know she obviously has it out for you and you know why, right?
Yes. Yeah, I 100% know. But like,
Cool.
but we don't know why just me. We're all Power Rangers. So like, why does she not have it out for all of us?
And you are our
there is a very
fearless
obvious
leader.
reason.
Anyone can give me, let's go with alertness. If you're better with streetwise, you could take streetwise. Marcia, you can use insight if you would like.
Definitely
that's
inside.
I'm using Streetwise.
I mean, I have an idea of why right off the top of my head.
They're the same for me, and I rolled a 17.
You were the
total.
only
Okay.
one who transformed right in front of her.
I didn't transform in front of her.
Did
Did
you
I?
not?
No, I was turned into a monster, but like I was already
That's right,
transformed at that
that's
point.
right.
Alec has meta knowledge why she don't like me, but like I'm not using that. I rolled a 7, so
Okay.
Can I gain an edge with my nomad perk?
Yes.
Right.
Can I as well?
Sure.
Yes.
Critical success 15.
let's go.
No crit, but I got an 18.
Okay. So, Peter, she's just got it out for you.
She's
You're
just
not.
a bitch. Damn.
You're also at this point even questioning if this is Yamaya or not. Like, there's similarities, but there's no way. Like, this is
No
just
way.
an evil teacher at this point.
Hmm.
The other three of you remember Peter informing you guys that Area 52 agents had shown up to his house. And Peter had been doing his best to maintain that he is not around you guys or with you guys, kind of thing. It's safe to assume that he's being targeted because he's the only one they have 100% like proof and knowledge is a ranger. The rest
Right,
of you
it's my
are
leg
by
brace.
happenstance.
Yeah,
Right.
he's the only one that can be tied to something related. Yeah, so it makes sense.
The first fight in the stadium.
Yep.
This is actually technically a very complex trap. They know that they can get you, and any of us that try to help you, when they do, they're gonna have proof that we're rangers. So maybe we don't want to give them any reason to be antagonistic toward you. Especially because if they fight you alone, you will die. You
Strong.
will.
I'm pretty strong. Got it.
Well, at this point, go ahead.
I was gonna say, but why would they, if they know, like, are they just trying to use me as bait to then attack me at some point to then draw on the rest of you? Is that what they're trying to get at?
Or maybe since they know it's you, they're trying to get you alone to get you out of the way.
9 times out of 10, if we don't have you, we don't have a Megazord. I'm willing to bet, at least.
Nikos comes walking out of the classroom to the gathered group of you. Walks over to all of you and goes, well, she really got it out for Peter, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
It would seem so.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no idea why.
Like,
Maybe you remind her of an old
Maybe it's just your face. Maybe it's just like one of those things. When you just see someone, you really want to punch them. Maybe that's her from a view.
Yeah.
You just want to punch people?
You've never had that? You just see someone, you're like, I don't know why, but I just don't like this person.
You have a hittable face.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but
I mean, after interacting with them, yeah, sometimes, but not before I talk to them.
Nikos looks over to you, Peter, and says, well, if you need any help with that or anything, let me know. Like, my parents were like really big on like old magic and like the like King Arthur legends. Like, that's all I really read when I was growing up. So like I've got a bunch of books on that stuff. So if you ever need any help with it or anything, just let me know.
yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely hit you up if I hit a wall with this.
I could definitely use some help with this kind of stuff. I'm not really much of a history person.
Absolutely. Like, we can set up like a study session or something if you guys want and really get like I got this class. It was up when I joined and there was nobody in it, and I guess they just kind of like forced people into the course. I signed up for it and then they closed it off. I assumed it was gone because I figured this would be an easy A essentially.
Right. Yeah, same here.
Yeah, this is
So, yeah.
I was definitely forced into this.
Yeah.
This has absolutely nothing to do with my course of study, and I have no idea why I'm in this class.
Yeah, I studied pop culture. I got all the general education classes done a long time ago, so a random history class like this is kind of weird.
I want to roll insight to see whether I get the impression that Nikos had any control over us being in this class.
Okay, yeah, give me insight. This will be with a you won't have the edge on this one.
Okay, cool. Fail. 5.
He's a student just like you guys. There's no way he could have had any kind of control or manipulation over it, even with your knowledge of what's going on with Nikos. There's no way that he or them have that much power or pull within the school to make this happen.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah, Nico, we'll hit you up when we get to work on these reports. When are these due, by the way, Will?
Well, everybody else is like doing a week. Yours is doing like 2 days. That's why I was offering.
Yeah,
I'll definitely hit you up. Yep, 100%. Yep.
But we're probably gonna work together for a bit to see if we can help Peter wrangle most of that research before he fails. So, but we could probably make arrangements for like a group study session at some point.
Yeah, I've got some old books that will be able to help. It's got a lot more like deep dive stuff about like the histories of the weapons and like Excalibur and all that kind of stuff. So I could absolutely bring some of those along.
Yeah.
Make it as easy for you guys as we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's say like meet at Bulk and Skulls at like what do you guys say, like 7 p.m., 6 p.m.?
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah, that should work.
After classes, after we have time to like,
chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say 7 p.m. at Bulk and Skulls.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that. I'm gonna I'm gonna go now. I feel like I walked into a conversation I wasn't privy to, and then like turns and goes and walks away.
You're all
What does
good.
toilets
You're all
have to
good.
do with anything?
As soon as Nikos is out of line of sight, I kick Pete in the shin again. This
Why?
guy's swearing me.
Why? Why?
So you didn't see what I showed Frankie and Gina. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to see it now. And
Okay.
I took like pictures with my phone of pages from the book and of the first note in the book. Do these samples of handwriting look familiar to you at all?
They look similar.
Why do they look like Nikos' handwriting? And why don't some of them look like the professor's handwriting as well? And why do these books look older than your parents?
Because the bad people brought them?
Aren't the bad people like super old?
Yeah, and so they all probably went to the same like calligraphy school.
I actually pull out the copy of the book that I actually did take out of the classroom. Well, it actually says that the professor's the one who wrote the book.
Fun one.
Wait, you took a book.
It doesn't say that it was written by the professor. They were provided by the professor.
I thought when you gave the explanation last episode that it had her name on the author.
Wait.
So you took a book out of the classroom.
Beans.
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna be
This is great.
Only my leg didn't hurt.
Give me just a straight D20 roll.
Oh man, you stole a college textbook. You now owe $3,000.
7. Wonderful.
Power Ranger, Lightspeed Rescue.
We're just moving on from that.
I mean,
Gina.
I'm actually gonna turn to Gina and go.
Wait,
Gina, what is the one thing that Gina would like pride herself in creating or doing? Like model cars or painting, things of that nature. What is that thing, that creative spark that Gina has?
I mean, honestly,
Oh wait, I know. You no longer feel the need, desire, want, or understanding of how to play the guitar.
While this is happening, because we don't know this, I tend to Gina.
No idea.
Hi, Gina. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why do you ask?
Because I genuinely strongly believe that these textbooks are kind of cursed, and maybe we don't want to keep them in our vicinity for long periods of time. You sure you're good?
I just thought that, like, I don't want to take it into any like of our good spaces where we don't want bad stuff, but like if I can read this and understand it, maybe it will give us an edge over the bad guys. So
Gina, you definitely don't want to give this book back. You want to read this book cover to cover. You want to understand everything that's in this book.
I definitely do. Yeah, you're right.
You're worried about me talking in class?
Cool. I definitely want to believe this is just you being very studious.
I've never been so glad that Frankie barely knows how to read.
You guys have roughly about 5 hours before any of your actual classes start.
That's disgusting.
I guess
right, because this class was at like 6 in the morning because that lady's a tyrant.
I mean, the
Okay,
Or
so
promised us food. Maybe we go back to your place, Marcia, and chat there and catch them up.
yeah, I think that would be ideal. I think we also need to make sure Peter doesn't flunk out of this class. My only stipulation is that book's not coming into my apartment. I'm very sorry. I don't feel good about the fact that her handwriting is in it, and it's older than all 5 of us combined.
Yeah, if you're gonna
Um,
keep that,
I'm
maybe
just
drop it off
curious
at your
about-
place.
I'm just curious about all these spell circles and sigils laced throughout the book.
Yeah, the fact that we use spell books and they use spell books and you took one of their, yeah, I'm not gonna touch that thing.
Gina, you can absolutely lock it in your like personal storage locker in the robotics area. And not have to worry about anybody touching it or taking it or it going missing because it will be safe there.
I have the ick.
And your friends
I
are
don't know. I'm
uncomfortable.
feeling a really strong urge to just to read it right now. I might have to just like split off from the group and do some reading.
No, it's not forcibly compelling you, but this is something that is going through your head. And your friends are uncomfortable by it, and they've made solid points. So you do know somewhere where you could put it where it will be safe.
All right, but I'm bringing it back out when we come and go to Vulcan Skulls tonight.
Okay.
okay.
All
I'll go
right.
lock it in my locker.
Alrighty. As the rest of you
Immediately,
reconvene,
when Gina immediately walks away, I go, something's the matter with that book, but that's a matter for a different time.
Should we? I mean, we got a lot of time. Should we see where bitch face goes? The teacher? See where she goes? Like, does she climb into a cocoon or a pod, or does she like shoot up into space? Like when I was a kid, I thought teachers just like sat in boxes for the summer, but like maybe she has a box.
You're
I
right.
mean,
We should
we
probably
can
check
look,
on
I
that.
guess. I mean,
you guys head back towards where the classroom is while Gina puts the book away.
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
As you guys head back down the hallway, there is no door that leads into a classroom.
What the?
That's
Fun.
not
Cursed
sus at all.
books from the cursed classroom and the cursed hallway in the cursed college. Cool. Why did I
Were
come
we
here?
were we even in the school that just now, or was that some weird? Oh my god. I feel like we need. I feel like we need Dior here. He
So
knows more
my
about this
question-
grid
Dior,
stuff.
please.
So I have a question about the physical space.
The physical
there-
space of where this classroom would have been does exist. There is an area walking down the hallway where that door was, and what would be the size of the classroom is there, but there is no longer a door leading into that classroom in the hallway.
Because it's in the head.
But there is still a room there? Or is it just a wall?
You don't know if the room still exists behind the wall, but at least looking at the building, your awareness of the building and the space that you're looking at in the hallway, there is enough room that's where that classroom was. But when you go to return to the classroom, there is no longer a door to go into.
I'm gonna walk into the wall where the door was. Did I just hit my head?
You find yourself standing in the classroom.
Oh, do they see me disappear?
Yep.
Okay, that's some weird Harry Potter bullshit. What the hell?
Peter, the entire classroom is empty. There are no longer chairs in the room. The old chalkboard's still there. All the other books are there. But it is a dark room, a dark college like auditorium style room.
I stick my head through the other side and be like, come on, it's still here. Just go back into the classroom.
My enter the room as well?
Step into the room. No chairs. Lights are completely off. All of the books, except for one, are within the room.
Frankie, you coming in?
Yeah, Frankie like very cautiously hit her. This is creepy. I'm gonna check out her desk, and I'm gonna go over to the desk and start searching in it.
All of the drawers are locked.
Can I use them streetwise and try to pick them?
Absolutely. Roll streetwise.
Okay. Or actually, can I do a spell roll and try to just unlock them that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
D20, D4.
I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled for Mean Lady.
Okay.
Say 16.
16.
Yeah.
With a 16, you form the glyphs, go to set them forward, and as they go to make contact, you see like this greenish purple haze block it from connecting.
Yep, she got some type of ward up on her desk, guys.
I would also like to do a spell. Like when I see that, I would also like to do a spell casting roll to see if there are any magical effects on any of the books that are still in the room.
Okay, give me a spellcasting roll.
The 1d4 you said.
Yes.
12.
12.
But my d4 was a 1.
Okay. You could spend a story point to re-roll the d4 if you would like, or you could just leave it as is.
I think I will.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
do it. We just started the episode.
Still a 1.
Come on.
Well, you get that story point back. Essentially, there is some very heavy and old magic at play. But discerning the exact locations of the magic and the effects that are taking place, you're incapable of doing currently. You feel like there's something blocking or preventing the interaction, similar to what happened with Frankie at the desk.
Yeah.
Is there anything like decoration wise? Like anything special?
Have you seen the pictures of like the old Salem like college?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like that. Plain,
Okay.
barren, old chalkboard, low set bookshelves that run about waist height.
Okay. I'm gonna
That's
look
it.
under the desk. Is there anything under the desk?
No.
Well, why would they conceal the classroom in between
I don't know.
sessions?
Maybe stuff they have on the desk or the books themselves. Maybe, I don't know.
What if we
Weird.
just took the desk?
I
We
mean,
could
you
just
probably
lift up
could
and
just
carry
take the
desk
desk.
out. We could just lift. You and I are strong enough.
This is what
lift it
happens when
and
Peter
take
and
it.
Frankie go somewhere. Let's just take it.
And travel where with it, how to put it where.
I have a
That's
car.
not going in the plexus. You want to take this home with you?
I mean, we
no.
could just find an empty room nearby and teleport
And
with
just,
it too.
and just yeah, we could just beat it up till it opens. Like,
I'm pretty sure you don't want to physically attack a warded desk.
We're gonna office space the desk. That sounds like
yeah,
the
let's office space the
Let's
desk.
greatest answer that could have been given for this.
Yeah, she doesn't like me. Well, I don't like her desk.
Marcia, you notice that the far left corner of the room is starting to illuminate. Like
From
one
where?
one light is turning on in the top left corner, and then the one next to it.
Grab the desk and run.
And there's a few seconds. There's a few seconds in between, but you can see that timing is starting to shorten. And as the lights are turning on, you can see that the far back row, where there were no chairs are starting to appear and line up.
Yeah, we need to get out of here. If you're taking the desk, you're taking the desk. I'm leaving. Meet me at my apartment. Don't bring anything
the
that's
desk?
in
Let's
this room with you. And I leave.
We lift and run.
We take the desk. We lift and haul ass out of there.
Both of you give me brawn checks.
Oh, easy dub, easy day. We got this.
College
This
is it.
shenanigans. Steal the professor's
the
desk.
most powerless
I do
thing
not
I've ever
have
seen in my
brawn, but I
life.
still rolled a 16
What the
I rolled the
hell is
15.
that?
with
Okay.
disadvantage.
You guys are able to lift this old wooden desk up and start bailing out of this room. Where are you going with this desk?
We didn't think that far.
We didn't get that far. Can we take it to your dojo? Is that cool?
I don't think we can run it to my dojo. We can teleport there. We just gotta get somewhere right on site. Do we?
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
like a nearby empty room or something?
Yeah, or alley we could go to where we can just Power Ranger teleport to the dojo.
You can get out of the building, go behind it.
Zoom!
Yeah,
and
we do
teleport.
that. We do that. I'll check the phone to make sure it's green first, and then teleport.
Make
to
sure
the
it's
dojo.
red.
I'll teleport us in the mats of the dojo, where there's room
Yeah.
for the desk.
This
Okay.
is like
Yep.
the shittiest senior prank.
Damn! Stole that mean lady's desk.
So we poof out. I love this is
Uh,
Peter's first time in the dojo too.
Like, that's
Gina,
pretty nice.
are you dropping the book off and then just teleporting straight to Marcia's?
I think what's actually gonna go down is like on the way to drop the book off, she's actually gonna flip through it a little bit. She wants to see how it ends.
At the very end of the book?
Yeah.
The very end of the book starts to go into a discussion of like modern witchcraft and the use of like cyber Wiccans and things of that nature, and how the usage is different. It's a more modern rendition of the old rune writings, and using of fire and water and air and earth and things of that nature being interpreted through like emojis and the way that certain words are put together, or coding of websites in order to draw or gain people's attention, or glamour them in order to go through their entire catalog and order everything from it. But that's what the end of it is a breakdown of how we go from the first teachings of like ancient magic and how it came from Indo-Asia, and all of the different religions and mythologies and things of that nature all have their own versions of magic and the teachings there of it, to the modern day.
This book is wild. All right, I'm gonna flip back a few more pages and just like I want to. Oh shit! I think she's gonna get lost in thought with this because this is way too damn compelling, and I want to know more. I think she's just gonna like, as she's going to put it away and she's flipping through it, I think she just kind of sits down by her locker and starts reading the book.
Okay.
We have found out
Again,
Dior is our
now
stabilizing
going
agent.
backwards through all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Marcia, you get home, teleporting back home. You see Dior has prepared a nice breakfast. You see the physical version of Chiron kind of like maintaining like a sentry's walk through the kitchen, by the front door, through the living room area, like just keeping a perimeter essentially.
Dior, did you didn't have to make breakfast, you know.
I fell asleep at your house. It's the least I can do is to make food.
Ah,
It's not a lot. It's red beans and rice with the Cajun Holy Trinity, so should be nice.
I mean, I trust you. I guess I just haven't had something that wasn't fast food or catered in quite some time. So yeah, thanks.
Of course, no problem. Like sets out the plate.
I go to the fridge. I take out 2 bottles of beer. I sit back down. I sit down at the plate, and the first thing I say to Dior is, "I'm pretty sure you missed all of us almost dying." Yeah. So the short version is,
We're gonna have to.
yeah, we went to a classroom that doesn't exist to take a class that doesn't exist, taught by a professor that is not a member of UC Angel Grove's faculty, who taught us mythology from books that I'm pretty sure are cursed. And I'm pretty sure that teacher wants to kill Peter. So
Okay,
yeah.
all of that sounds really awesome, but also absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, also, Gina has a copy of the book, and Peter has the professor's desk. So if any of us become desiccated husks of ourselves between tonight and tomorrow morning, you know why.
Okay, the copy of the book is already a problem, I feel. Run that last part by me again. What do you mean they have have her desk?
Frankie wanted to know what was in the desk. The desk was warded, and we couldn't unlock it using spellcrafting.
So they picked it up like rookie D&D characters? What do you mean?
Yep.
Oh no.
No, the last 20 minutes have been like a Three Stooges sketch. It's wild. So I'm telling you all of this because it seems like we can't be adults if you're not present, and also so you know, because you are not in our class.
Yeah, which I'm a little bit sore about. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Also, Nikos is in the class. Also, Nikos's handwriting is in the book.
That's a lot unpacked all at once.
Yeah.
Dior, you have your parents' administrative login passwords to the college. You absolutely could go in and assign yourself the course if you like.
Yep, I'm gonna pull out my phone and I'm gonna rectify something real quick. Log
Please
in.
don't sign up for the. Please don't.
We just established I am possibly one of the few senses of reason.
No, this is true. You are correct. I guess we can ask the rest of the team, but I think we need someone who's not in the class. Because if something happens to the four of us, we need to know someone can snap us out of it. And I trust you with that more than I trust Frankie, because Frankie stole the desk. So,
you know, all right, I will take this into consideration. This will be tabled for the meanwhile.
mm-hmm. But I do also want someone who's not in the class to find out more about these books while we're in it. So maybe, do you have any classes today?
Dior does not have any classes today.
Yeah, checking my schedule, I do not. So,
do you want to go back to the Plexus and ask Philo if he's seen any of these before, and I send the photos that I've taken to your phone?
Yeah, I can absolutely do that. I had to go to the Plexus today anyways for questions.
In particular, I'm kind of curious whether anything's in this book that has no reason to be in a historical academic text, because that will probably give away that it's actually a grimoire in disguise, which I'm kind of suspecting it is.
Both of your phones notify you that Peter and Frankie have just teleported.
And this is to the dojo or from the dojo?
Does not give an exact location until they reach the location, but you get the initial notification.
So yeah, that's them. Our two repo men on the move. Hey,
It
They
then gives the location that they are at the dojo.
took
oh,
a desk that is magically warded, potentially by one of the most powerful Bay mages,
mhm.
to a public dojo.
I guess I'm working out by myself for a couple of days. Also, you just gave me an idea. And
I don't like that gave you an idea.
I pull out my phone. Tamrit, are you there?
No response.
Whoa.
God damn it! I knew.
You then see a small message appear on your phone. Currently attending to some court business. Will be with you shortly.
Huh. This is not good, but I suspected that something like this is going to be the matter. So our first class in this course is about Arthurian legend, which already does not make me feel very safe considering the things that we know already about the history of the ArcaKnights. And then I find this, and I take out the poem and I show it to the viewer.
One moment, I'm gonna lean back and I'm going to tap into both my phone and my own memory banks to see if, hey, that poem ring anything from Arthurian history or any mythologies?
Give me a technology roll. Also, Peter and Frankie, what are you guys doing after you've locked the door and teleported to the dojo with the desk?
All right. Do we want to try to magically break it one more time before we physically break it?
Yeah, we can. We can try. Maybe we take it to the back rooms just in case anyone does try to come into the dojo.
Yeah.
But let's move it back there. Yeah, we can try a couple more spells or something. See if we can figure it out.
So we'll move it back, and then I'm gonna just really quick pull up my phone and be like, how and I'm talking to my little buddy and be like, how is the best way to open this desk? I'll just show him the desk. I'll turn it around.
Cinder responds. That's old magic, older than me. I'm not 100% certain that I could get past it, but we can try.
And then what would happen to us if we would physically break it open?
I don't know. It could respond violently. It could animate the desk and make itself attack you. It could explode. It could disappear. It could. There are a lot of things with magic that this could do.
Got it. All right. So let's break it magically first.
I pull out my phone and be like, hey, Rowan, if this doesn't work, you want to help us fight a desk?
I will punch that wood into no longer existing. I promise you that.
See, we get each other. I put the phone down.
They all share one brain cell. Don't.
Me and Rowan quite literally do share the same brain cell.
I'm gonna do a spellcrafting roll.
Can I help him? Give him an edge?
Yeah, can we do it like together?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of you will roll with an edge.
You can go ahead and roll.
All right.
Dirty 20, by the way, is what I got for my roll.
So it's a total of a 17.
Total of 17.
Yeah.
You watch as the red and green arcane glyphs start to interweave with one another, attempting to undo whatever ward may be on the desk itself And similar to what happened with Frankie in the classroom, just as it gets ready to come into contact with the desk, this hazy, like purple green, like almost like a cloud appears and dissembles the spell circle you had set.
Okay.
Just kind of sigh, and I'll look at Frankie and be like, "You ever seen the movie Office Space?"
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I did class on that last semester, actually.
Should we do to this desk what they did to that printer?
I think I have an idea. And Frankie will go back out to the front area and go over to like where the weight area is and grab 2 of the sledgehammers near the tires and bring them to the back. They hand one to Peter. And then I'm going to pull my phone out and summon Rowan.
As Rowan appears and the hammers are in each other's hands, Gina,
Yeah.
your phone notifies you that Frankie and Peter have teleported. A few moments later, that they're at the dojo. That Marcia has teleported and she is back at her home. And it like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go meet with everybody.
I am. And yet, I kind of like, after you explained this magic shit in this book and how it evolved over time and everything, I legitimately want to study this book and get better at magic.
Oh, you
Aw.
absolutely can, but you do know that you are supposed to be meeting with the rest of the Rangers and go over everything that's going on. Again, you are not forcibly compelled. You do still have your own consciousness and awareness of yourself to lock the book away because you'll know it's safe and go and take care of the things that you need to do.
All right, fine. Like, this is the energy she puts the book away with. Like, why do I have to do things? And just like sticks it in her locker with her like 25% completed robot she's been working on, and just like goes to the bathroom so she can teleport away.
Alrighty. It is at this point, Dior, as you're going through your deep search of information, that Gina appears within the apartment.
Hey,
Yo, there's food.
awesome, cool. I pick
Corellian
up my
is
phone. Hey, Sarah, and there's food.
Saren's already out and moving towards the food as soon as you get there.
Oh,
You knew
okay,
exactly
cool,
where we were
cool.
going. Food was going to be there. He's already ready.
Okay,
I pick
cool,
up
cool.
an extra plate that I have made and set it on the ground for him. Like, no, wait.
Dior, Corellian was the first human to join the Fey court. Is stated to be the father of the Fey creatures that existed in the real world away from the Fey courts. So the father of satyrs, centaurs, all of those beings within the real world. He gave them the gift of lies. He gave them the gift to tell stories in order to achieve their own causes.
Okay. All right. Corellian, creator of essentially everything outside of the Fey courts that we would regard as, Fey-like creatures, centaurs, satyrs, things like that. Creator of storytelling and lies, essentially. I'm it's like a thought crosses my mind. I'm gonna take my phone, quick message into the group chat, but really just for Frankie, and just, where are you putting the desk?
We don't hear the test
We're
message.
busy.
I put on some like rock playlist as we start this going to work.
I am filled with fear for some reason.
It's a Vegeta motivational like house music playlist on YouTube.
Yes.
Yes.
After
For
getting
working
a
out.
bowl,
We are
of the beans-
100% Goku and Vegeta.
Sigma Funk is playing in the background.
Yes.
Yes.
After getting a bowl of the beans and rice, I'm gonna come back out and find Marcia and Dior and just be like, see, you know, that book actually has like a bunch of spell crafting shit inside it, and it like details the evolution of magic from medieval times to the present day.
I turn to Dior and my eyes widen.
Okay, but to be fair, that's fascinating.
That is fascinating.
You took. Okay, so
Gina, you don't know what happened after you left.
No.
Homeboys took their desk.
Yeah. The boys went back into the classroom, which, by the way, didn't exist.
What do you mean
Like-
it didn't exist? We were in there.
Yeah, and then we went back to the hallway, and there was no door. And then you walk into the wall, and there is now a classroom, but no chairs in it anymore.
Huh.
Yeah, so they went there, wanted to see what was in our professor's desk, couldn't get it open, found out that it was magically warded, and then they left with the desk.
They what do you
They're
mean
probably-
they left with the desk?
I mean that they're probably in the dojo putting it
Jump cut. Jump cut.
Camera immediately jumps.
Jump cut.
Hammer swinging into this desk, and you're connecting full force, whole body. You can even see Rowan is like backing up and like smashing his antlers into the back of the desk, where it looks like it's like thin balsa wood on the back of it. Nothing is happening.
I imagine Cinder
hammers
just
are
on
doing
like
nothing.
supply plaza and just sighing, looking down at the three of us.
The hammers are doing nothing. Rowan going headfirst into it with his antlers are doing nothing. There's not a scuff, there's not a scrape, there's not a scratch, there's nothing. But you're connecting. You are hitting the desk. Nothing is happening.
Guess it's time to try fire.
I am not
Cinder?
burning. I'm not burning my dojo down.
I like after like where they're like after like 10 minutes of beating up this desk, like what if we ask it nicely to open?
Maybe.
Could you open your drawers, please? Drawer opens.
The very bottom drawer opens.
Frankie just
And
drops a
inside-
sledgehammer and just falls to the ground. Like, really?
Inside, you see a very small, almost like a wood model put together of a guitar.
It's a tiny. Why do they have a tiny guitar in the desk?
That's weird.
Like no bigger, about 3 or 4 inches. Just a small little model guitar. Strings on it, everything.
You know this. What did we take yet?
I mean, maybe there's nothing else in here.
Can you open the rest of the drawers, please?
All the other drawers open. There are nothing in any of the other drawers.
Hmm.
We just spent 20 minutes trying to break into this thing for a guitar.
For a keychain.
Okay.
Should we take the guitar?
Yeah, I suppose. Frankie will reach in and grab it.
as you go to reach in and grab it, it disappears.
Ooh.
With a green and purple mist. And as it disappears, you hear laughter. Like a chorus of children and adults and elderly, all intermingled with one another, laughing.
That's creepy.
And
the
then the
desk?
desk
Oh.
is no longer there.
Oh, son of a.
Frankie, you see one of the glass cabinets of the dojo between the two of you shattered to pieces, just destroyed. All of the training gloves you had for sale in there are destroyed. All the hand wraps that you had in there are mangled and sent like all over the area. The light fixture that was inside there is completely demolished.
Okay.
I guess
you
it
wouldn't.
had to send the
any- are
destructive
any of-
energy
are any of-
somewhere.
Tommy's weapons missing. Okay.
No.
No, those are secure on like behind the desk area. It's in a different area. These are like
Alright,
my
well-
display stuff.
Well, I'll help you clean this up, and then I guess we can go, to the rest of our classes in 2 hours.
I'm determined
As
to
you guys
do
began-
something right with this. And Frankie just waves his hand at the mess. I rolled 19 spellcraft and roll.
The case is pulled back together. The wraps are pristinely re-rolled and perfectly fine. The light fixture is fixed. The practice gloves and fighting gloves are restitched where they had been torn open, and the whole glass piece itself like slides along the floor of the dojo back into place.
Yeah, I just completely recreate the spell that name is escaping me. The little owl guy did for me, like all the way back on like episode 2 or whatever it was.
As this happens, the camera leaves Frankie and Peter within the dojo. As we see standing in the empty classroom as a student leaves and the room goes dark again, all of the chairs disappearing once again. Professor Morgana puts a hand out, and the small guitar appears in her hand, the desk reappearing behind her. She said, "Now that we know where they like to spend their time, let's send them a treasure." As the small guitar floats in front of her and pushes out, you watch as like large mechanical legs push out from the bottom of the guitar. These large mechanical arms come out the side. The neck snaps into the side with the strings flaying back, and a spell circle over the neck draws this evil face through it. Harpsichord, play him a tune for me. And with that, we'll take our break.
Beans!
Dang it.
God dang it.
I mean,
We'll be
if
back in
we're
about
gonna
10,
be
15
attacked, we're at the perfect place for it.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
incredible.
We'll be back in about
So
10,
much
15
fun.
minutes. We'll see you guys shortly.
See y'all soon.
and welcome back to ArcaKnights, Power Rangers actual play series here on the Initiative Order, and we are jumping right back into the story as it continues to unfold. Frankie and Peter, are you guys heading to Marcia's now after the destroying of the glass case and then putting it back together and realizing that desk was not there? Maybe was there? Don't know.
Can I do a spell crafting roll to see if it like left anything behind? Like if anything's been concealed since we like brought it here?
Absolutely.
That's a 7.
Nothing that you're aware of, and even Cinder, like gazing through the dojo, isn't finding or picking up of anything left behind by it.
Oh, we might be in the clear.
Yeah.
I don't think it left anything here.
Yeah, I think let me just make sure I don't see if I have any classes today and drop my stuff off. We can head over to Marcia's.
All right.
So I'll drop my bag off in the room upstairs, and then do I have any classes in the dojo today that I need to worry about?
No, none today, because
Okay.
it is Monday.
Perfect. Yeah, then I'll come downstairs, lock up, and be like, okay, I'm ready. You are.
We zip zapping or are we walking?
How far is Marcia's?
I've never been to yes, I've been to Marcia's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You teleported there the other day, or
Yeah.
the night before, actually. Walking there, you're looking at about 45 minutes to an hour.
Oof. Yeah, we
walk.
Oh yeah, we zip zapping.
Yeah, we can teleport.
You guys teleport as you appear within Marcia's apartment. You see Saren is destroying a plate of food on the floor as
Good boy.
Gina is just finished being given the information that Dior and Marcia had come together with and put together.
Frankie's eyes
took
glaze
her
over
desk?
and go to Frankie just walks right by
Yeah.
to the food.
Yeah, we tried to break it. That didn't work. And
I would like to do some spell crafting.
Okay, what are you doing?
swear to God, you hit me in the shins again.
I want to essentially scan Frankie and Peter's bodies for any residual magical energy, but I want to make it look specifically like they're being wanted by the TSA. Yeah.
Alrighty, give me a spellcrafting roll.
Frankie comes back to the table with like a large plate of food and just says, yeah, there was just like some little keychain in it and then it disappeared with the desk, so I don't know.
11.
You
11?
got it open?
No.
Yeah, we got the drawers open, but just had like some
we just had to
guitar
ask it nicely.
keychain.
Yeah, it had this mini guitar in it, and then it vanished. We heard some spooky laughter, a shelf broke, and then the desk disappeared, and that was about it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. So to recap, from all the information that I have been given, you went to spooky classroom that doesn't exist but does exist.
Correct.
Teacher that is probably evil and
Correct.
definitely magical.
Mm-hmm.
You finished the class.
Yep.
Points to Gina. You took a book.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to be able to understand what it actually said. That way I could have more information on how to defeat them.
You two took her desk.
Yeah, we did.
Brought it to what I assume is the dojo.
Night. Yep. You're on it.
Tried to break it.
Mm-hmm.
Then asked nicely to open it.
Correct.
And then it disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, we saw a guitar keychain in it.
Yeah.
Tried to grab it. It went, whew, and then the rest of the desk went. Whew,
Yeah,
and
it
we heard spooky
disappeared,
laughter.
and they blew one of my display cases open. And then, yeah, that's it. You're all caught up. See, Dior, this is why we need you around. You catch on really quickly.
Yep.
Speaking of keychain, Peter, you don't care about your car anymore. Not one bit. Not in the slightest.
When did I do that? When did I touch? All right.
No longer matters to you, isn't something that you're worried about.
That bitch took my car. She's dead.
Frankie, joining the Olympic team and
Oh.
Oh shit.
reclaiming your place and position within the fighting world no longer matters. I mean, you are still very passionate about fighting, but there's no longer a desire to be a part of the UCAG Olympic fighting team.
Gotcha. So I just lose the competitiveness of it.
Yes.
Great.
So, all of that has just happened.
Yep.
Absolutely a terrible decision.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing bad happened.
But something bad could have happened that you could have avoided by being cautious. Remember that
Sometimes you gotta like power through, opposed to just waiting and watching.
I agree with Dior and Marcia. You two did something incredibly reckless.
You took a
You
book
took
from
a
the
book.
class, so not even talk.
What do you mean? The books were there to be taken.
No, they weren't.
No, they weren't. She said they were for the classroom.
As far as we know, she is a fae.
What?
What's a fae?
Okay. You know how there's the stories of like Tinkerbell, these cute little adorable tiny little fairy creatures?
Yeah.
Complete bullshit bogus.
Marcia has let you guys know that Tamarit did say that Yamaya was her sister and leader of the Winter Court, where Tamarit is the
That's a
Lady
lot
Queen of the
worse.
Fall Court.
Yeah. One of the reasons why I didn't want anyone touching anything is that if Tamarit's telling the truth, and she has no reason to lie, we just committed one of the greatest taboos in Fae culture,
Here,
which is accepting a gift from them and
pop
leaving with
culture
it.
major. You've seen Pan's Labyrinth, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, think of Fae as Pan.
Oh, fuck.
Is that bad?
We fucked up.
Oh shit.
Dior, thank you for making sense of a way to explain this to them.
I got the movie
continuing-
at my place, Alec Peter. I'll show it to you later.
And
Hell yeah.
continuing the concept of this being like Pan's Labyrinth, this is like, look to Gina, you took food from the thing with the eyes in its hands.
The Pale Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't look like a white guy.
Contextually. I look over to Chiron like, you get what I'm saying, right? Cool, thanks.
What time is it, by the way?
You're getting close to around noon, which you guys know your other classes will be starting, but you do have the
Clones.
glamour doppelgangers that will attend your other classes for you.
Right. Well,
I wanted, like, honestly, I want to know what this book is all about. It seems like it's got a lot of useful information in it, and could it be spelled? Yeah, probably. Do I think it is? Nah, we're fine.
Where is the book?
I put it in my locker at school.
Cool.
Yeah. Much better than bringing it here, for obvious reasons, as we have now discovered. Yes?
I need to go to talk to Philo at some point.
Yeah.
Gina. Locker you have, that's in the mechanics class?
Yeah, that's in the engineering class. Yeah, it's my engineering one. That's where I have like all of my electronics and stuff. It's just a lot more private than like the hallway lockers.
Got you.
All of you get a ping in a group chat that you haven't used in almost 2-3 months from the first day.
Please tell me this is not.
Is it Chimera Nikos or is it Nikos?
It appears to be Nikos. It says, hey, can we move our study group a little earlier?
What time? Question mark.
2 or 3?
Thumbs up emoji.
Why did you?
Poor Marcia.
Pat Marcia on the back.
I'll take care of it. If y'all don't want to go, it's fine.
I haven't gone to class since we got the little duplicate thing, so I'm good.
I have a thing I need to do.
How are you gonna pass your exams?
All the knowledge.
We get the knowledge.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Oh shit!
Wait, why didn't we just send our doppelgangers to that early class?
I'm going to
I think it was a thing we wanted to be there in case she pulled something.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
We needed to witness some things, and I'm glad that we did. Everyone needs to stop touching things.
And you also you did want to
Also-
send your magical versions into that class in case there was magic involved in the class, and then they
Yeah.
would have been dispelled and other
Mhm.
things.
to ask the three of you something.
Also,
that
I
do
think
is
it
gonna
would
be
be-
vitally important.
Yeah. What's up, Dior?
If I leave you alone
Hmm.
for like 20 minutes, will you not touch something that is clearly evil?
I'm not gonna touch. I'm not gonna touch any more face stuff.
I'm just eating this food, so I'm good.
I mean, maybe.
At least Gina was honest.
I'm fine with the honesty. Ugh.
I'm honest. I'm going to be eating for a while. Frankie's
I have an
hungry. I just
idea,
slung a
though.
sledgehammer for like an hour.
Can I potentially GM create a doppelganger to read that entire book so I can download the knowledge into my brain without having to do it myself?
You could have your doppelganger get the book out of the locker in the engineering division and read the book instead of paying attention in the engineering course, and you'll receive the information. You'll have to substitute one of the activities that it would be doing for that activity.
After class, then.
Okay. Marcia, you get a message from Tamarit.
Finally.
As she reappears onto the phone, she says, Fey Magic has made a much more grand appearance here in Angel Grove than should be.
You're telling me.
You
I was
don't
to ask you
say.
about this 3 hours ago.
I was informed of it before the sun had arisen and went to investigate who or what was doing so, and
I
have
guess you
discovered
the same...
that it was my sister.
Yep. We were literally in class with her a couple of hours ago.
You have agreed to the terms of attending, so now you must attend.
Oh, fun.
Which I thought would have been enough. And then, when I turn my phone to face Gina, Frankie, and Peter, and I go, these fools decided to accept gifts.
There is a visibly upset and disappointed look on the Autumn Court Fey Queen Tamarit, the Lady Queen Tamarit, looking at the three of you from Marcia's phone.
I've gotten a look a lot. I'm used to it.
I will see what I can do to nullify your agreements to their gifts.
I would appreciate that very much. I'm sorry, Your Highness, for stressing you out on a day that you already were attending to court business.
Gift. I thought I stole it.
Yeah, and they took the desk back. So technically,
I gave you a school book. How would it be theft?
yeah. How did we get gifted the desk? We 100% took the desk.
He stole that.
Yeah.
Let you take it.
Nah, we took
Was
it.
there any resistance upon leaving the area with the items? I assume not.
No.
Then
That's
you
'cause
were
we're-
gifted.
It's
them.
just because we were too good. We were too quick with it. Obviously.
You were gifted those things and you accepted the gifts.
Well, and she's an Indian giver because didn't she take the desk back from us anyway?
You had used the gift as it was required upon taking it. I'm assuming you learned something, the three of you, from the items that you had taken.
I mean,
I've learned a lot from it, actually. I'm actually really waiting to get my hands back on that book so I can read more of it.
we saw a
One of-
keychain and then someone laughed at us.
So you learned that it was magical.
Yes.
You learned that it was not to be taken.
Mm-hmm.
You learned that brute force is not the way to solve all problems. And in return, you paid them something of your own.
I didn't pay
Whether
anything.
whether you
Anything.
realize it,
anything?
whether you realize it or not, something was taken from you in return for the gift that they gave you.
Oh, damn.
The Lady Queen Tamarit looks back towards Marcia and says, I will see to discussing the terms of which these gifts were given and what was paid, and see if they can be altered in any way.
Don't get yourself in trouble if that's what it costs. We can.
Yeah, we could
figure
just
out
beat her
our
up and
part
get
on
it
our own.
back.
I am a queen. No one
This
gives
is
me
true.
trouble.
Yes, I.
All right. All right.
Fair enough, Your Highness. I hope that we can talk about this more later because we're gonna be in that class for a while.
Just attend. If anything else is stated to be necessary within that context, you are not required to do so. You accepted the attendance, and so only the attendance is required.
And if we don't go,
Then you will make another payment to them
like a overdraft fee.
consistently.
Got it. And then what if the person that made the deal, on their end, are the deals kaput after that?
Yes.
Noted.
But I promise you, killing my sister will be much harder than you think.
Yeah, anything can die.
If it bleeds, it can die.
Exactly.
Remember
sure
that
she
yourselves.
Yes, this is true. Yep.
Fair.
As she then vanishes off of the screen.
Going to need to go talk to Philo. Gina, I'm gonna put a ward on your locker.
That sounds like a
Really?
good idea.
It's just as a preventative measure. You'll
That's
be
But
smart.
able
how
to
am I gonna
access-
get in there?
You can access it. I'm just
Oh,
making sure
okay.
that other things can't access it. Which one's your locker?
Locker 24 inside the advanced robotics department.
Cool. Marcia, can you hopefully handle things from here for a little bit while I go talk to Philo and do the warding?
Do you want
I've
help?
supervised them. I've supervised them this long, this far. I can.
It's not gonna take me.
We're already gone.
I'm going from there.
Turn around. All three of them are no longer in the room.
It shouldn't take long. I'm going from there to Ward and then to Philo.
Can Philo come here?
He can, but I also have something I want to check.
All right.
wanna
If you want
check
some
that.
privacy, I'll let you get to it. Well, Jeepers Creepers.
All right, Chiron, we're heading to school for a sec.
Leaps into the phone just as your ring comes in contact with it. First place you're going is the Advanced Robotics Engineering.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a technology roll for me.
Love these rolls. They're my favorite. That's a 17.
17. Okay. As you teleport back to UCAG, making your way towards the Advanced Robotics Engineering area. Going in, you're able to locate locker number 24 and begin placing the ward over it.
Before I put the ward,
Mhm.
I want to open up the locker.
Okay, you will have to make a separate spell cast in order to break. Oh, wait, no. We'll use this technology roll. I'll have you make another one. With the current technology roll, you go through the known locker combinations of all of the lockers within UCAG and are able to pinpoint locker 24 and get into it.
I'm going to grab the book.
You're going to grab the book?
I'm grabbing the book.
You go to grab the book and your hands go through nothing. You can see it's physically there. You can see there is a shadow being cast by it from the overhead lights within the hallway, but you cannot interact with it.
So this is what they mean by accepting a gift. This is... All right, that's fascinating. All right, Chiron, help me out making this ward.
As you close the locker, prepare, no roll necessary. This will be just a simple, like, barring ward. Only the Rangers will have access to that locker, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Give me that new technology roll.
Yes, an 11.
Okay. As you finish the ward itself, you see a pale woman walk past you, like almost turquoise sky blue blouse, long like silver and white dreads that are like wrapped up on the top of her head with like a scarf holding it all into place. You can see there's like a JanSport, like super simple blue backpack over her shoulder, piece of paper in her right hand, as she looks to be heading towards Professor Cranston's robotic coding and engineering classroom. Something's off.
Kind of like loudly clear my throat a little bit.
She turns around towards you. Very pale eyebrows, almost like translucent or like light pink. Her eyes almost look red, like the iris of the eye almost looks red. And in her other hand, you see she's got like one of those big like water jugs, like one of the big drinking water jugs. And she like turns around and looks towards you, like gives like a soft smile, and then turns to head back towards the classroom.
Are you looking for Professor Cranston?
Yeah, yes, I am. I'm new. I'm supposed to be his TA.
Oh. One sec. I'm just gonna flick out the phone. Hey, Professor, you have a new TA. Are you in your class?
You know that Professor Cranston is knocked out.
Yeah. He's like just with my hand. He's not in today. He wasn't feeling well.
Oh, I thought. Well, maybe you can show me where I can set my things, at least, so I'm not carrying them around all day.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to pretend like my own bi panic isn't freaking out right now. I'm going to head to the door and flick out my key card. So I didn't know he was going to get a TA. He's very hands-on with all of his work normally.
Yeah, well, I'm a family friend who's now going to the school.
That sounds familiar. To open up the door.
You open up the door. His classroom completely empty. You could see that the like inbox on the other side of the door is full with a bunch of like stapled together papers or reports that were turned in for the day. She begins walks around the entire classroom, like between chairs, between desks, over towards some of the like projects that are being worked on towards the back. Stops, looks at a few of them, kind of nods. Some of them she's like disgusted by almost. Uh and then heads over towards the desk, opens up the backpack, takes a piece of paper out of it and writes a quick note on it, folds it, leaves it on the desk, and leaves the backpack in the room. Uh, the whole time walking through the classroom, she is chugging that water, like heavy, hardcore, dehydrated, chugging that water.
Nerves?
A little bit. It's first time in Angel Grove, first time at a big campus.
First time around a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same with me. I'm normally I'm a kind of a homebody, so. Oh, sorry, manners. I'm Dior. I'm gonna extend the other hand. That's the not fleshy hand.
You extend the not fleshy hand.
It's still I have all the stuff like
Yeah.
covering it, but yeah, the not fleshy hand because it's force of habit.
She extends the same hand towards you instead of the correct hand to shake hands, and says, Valerie. And then you
Nice to
look
meet
at
you.
her hand, and then she switches hands as you switch yours, and then just like puts both of her hands down and just like nods.
It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
My parents are teachers here. I'll have them pass along a message to Professor Cranston if they can.
Oh, that'll be great. I appreciate it.
Of
Do you know
course.
where I can get more water?
Yeah. Kind of gestures to follow.
Follows behind you.
Just gonna lead over to one of the water fountains. Notice that you have the jug, and I'm going to go to where we have our like water cooler jug filling station and just fill it there.
She immediately like full twists the top and with one hand slides it in there and refills it all in like one quick motion. She says, yeah, it's a little different here than I'm used to. It's really dry.
Yeah, you would think with California would be a lot more humid, but no, Angel Grove has a bit of a dry heat.
Maybe it's just today. Finishes filling it, puts the lid back on, takes another huge drink out of it, and goes, well, thank you, Dior. Maybe we'll see each other around.
Yeah, maybe so. Good luck, and don't let this place drive you crazy with nerves. Honestly, everyone here is really awesome.
If they're like you, then yeah. Then turns and heads down the hallway. Again, like 10, 15 feet away, huge drink out of this water jug. I'll give you one last chance on either a spell crafting or technology roll.
One tech.
Boy.
That rolled off my table. 30-20.
Nice.
Scanners were a bit fumbled after the situation within the locker. To be both tangible, non-tangible, interactive but non-interactive, kind of set things back for a second. Aquatarian hologram being presented over the person that you were just talking to. You see a Aquatar mystic walking down the hallway away
Pause.
from you.
Start to like jog a little bit. Hold on a second.
At hearing you jogging towards her, she turns back and you see the water come out of the jug from a fingertip.
One hand up. If you're looking for Professor Cranston and you need to talk to him, I can help.
I need to talk to him as soon as possible.
Like look around, look at my phone to see if the teleportation circle is good to go.
Does not read good to go. There is somebody within viewable range of you.
I'm taking her with me, Chiron.
That's not my call to make.
How familiar are you with teleporting?
Very familiar.
Do you happen to know? Do you happen to know? No, you wouldn't know that.
Try me.
Oh God, what is the place called again? The
Arcanium Plexus.
Yeah, do you happen to know where a place called the Arcanium Plexus would be?
No, but I do know where the power chamber is.
That'd work. Can you teleport there?
Yes.
I'll meet you there.
You watch the water immediately swirl around her body. A flash of blue Morphing Grid energy collects as she is then teleported.
I'm gonna send a quick text to Marcia, only Marcia. I'm also doing something stupid, and then I'm going to teleport.
For Marcia.
Back at the apartment, I see the message. I just kind of look at my phone blankly for a couple of seconds. And then I get up, walk towards Peter, and knock the chair out from under you.
What? What did I was just texting? What are you?
Don't think about that one. That one was for free.
That's rude. That's rude as hell. I'm going to. It's rude. Going for a walk.
Oh my God! Please don't.
Yes,
leave.
yes.
Just-
All my logic circuits go nuts when there is cute girl,
You girl,
cute alien girl.
I go back to like. Did you send that text to me as well?
You know what? Yeah. Before I teleport, just another quick text. Alien girl, possibly one that we're looking for Cranston. Going to the power chamber.
Please don't be a human idiot. At least be a robot idiot if you have to be.
I'm both. Teleport.
I'm both. I love it.
This is when you remember at the end of the day we are all college kids.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
Would anybody else like to teleport to the power chamber now, hearing that Dior is going there?
I am going for I guess I'll walk for a bit and to walk out the shin pain, and then I will go.
Okay.
I will go, but I'll walk first. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take a walk
I'll head
first.
there.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I guess I don't have anything better going on.
I go to the
As-
fridge, I get one more beer, and then I teleport.
I'd grab the pan of food off the stove and just take it in the servant spoon with me.
I'm gonna get razzed by the team.
As you all simultaneously appear within the power chamber, Dior, the woman you were talking to in the hallway, for the most part, is standing there. But now, instead of the light blue blouse top and other things, you see she's wearing these almost like turquoise full body robes, like tunic covered robes over her body, gold belt around her waist. You could see that a large portion of the front of her head, it shows like, it looks like her brain has extended past the skull itself, but just behind that you can see the silvered and white dreadlocks that she had, the same silvered eyebrows over her eyes, but instead of the pale red, almost pale pink of the irises, you could see these ones are now almost like jet, a bright blue, almost like a sapphire blue. Yes.
If we're gonna be fully truthful about stuff, deactivating protocol.
You just met her.
She is an alien.
That doesn't mean shit. She's still a stranger.
Why aren't you kicking Dior, Marcia? What the
You
hell?
took a desk.
You brought an alien to the power chamber that you met 30 seconds ago just because you think she's cute.
While I do understand that Dior, that's a very bad reason to make the decision that you did make.
I've been here before.
I look over at Marcia. Everyone's making bad decisions except for us.
You took a book.
You took
Books are meant to be read. What do you mean?
I've been here before as a child.
There, see? I'm not
Child.
doing any. I didn't do any. To be fair, I haven't done anything wrong yet.
Yet.
Mm,
How old are you?
In Earth years, 24, 23.
Oh, the Orlights, the older girls. Got it.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your relationship to Professor Cranston?
He is my paternal figure.
Dad.
He's your dad?
Gender assigning terminology that's used here on Earth isn't the same in Aquatar.
So he's a parent of yours.
Yes.
Cranston?
cool.
The doorway between the power chamber and the Arcanium plexus opens. You can see Professor Cranston is still passed out on that large wooden table that you guys had left him at that morning.
I'm gonna go and
So,
grab him.
Human and Aquatarian DNA can actually create life together. That's actually kind of incredibly cool.
Only through certain uses of the morphing grid allowing for the combination of those things.
Right, so you got to get kinky in the morphing grid. I get it.
More like
Why we-
the morphing grid gets involved with the kinky.
Part
Why are
of
we having this
a good
conversation?
75%.
I'm gonna go
I-
find Flamel. I'm going to go find Flamel. I'll
I
be back.
fully pit the chair that Billy is in and just bring it into the chamber and set it down in the middle of everyone while they're talking.
As you start sliding the chair, his head like comes off of the edge of the table. The laptop that was in front of him, you see the program that you guys had helped him finish
Mhm.
has completed. And shows that whatever was teleporting to Earth from Aquitar just landed less than 2 or 3 days ago in Angel Grove.
Yeah, we got
I think even Frankie can piece that together.
Pulls his head up and he goes, "Oh, we don't got to pull the chair," and goes to stand
Okay.
as you're still pulling the chair.
Your daughter's here.
I think child.
Or child.
Elsa's here.
Yep.
That's
I
who,
just-
and
I
then
point-
just
I
darts
point,
past you.
I'm going to take an opportunity now because I'm surrounded by people and am made very uncomfortable by things. Hey, hit the crystal, the ruby crystal that was used for this communication stuff. Is that in here?
It is still within the containment pod that Professor Cranston placed it in that has the blue Triceratops power coin over the top of it. The outer readings say that it is roughly at 42% complete.
I'm going to head over there.
Okay.
I am heading to see Flamel.
And I actually want to check in on the Arcanium plexus and see if I can't find the epistemology of magic on that system as that would contrast anything that I've seen in the book, because I'm actually just like, after seeing that book and seeing how magic evolved, I want to actually get into the Arcanium plexus and see how any of that lines up.
Okay. We will go with Peter first. Peter, as you go looking for Flamel,
Yes.
you do see Philo is within the Arcanium plexus, kind of like still flying around, looking over things, moving books, keeping the appearance of the Arcanium plexus as is intended.
If Philo, how can I talk to Flamel?
Lands on the chair that Professor Cranston was sitting in previously, turns and looks towards you and goes, you would have to find a way to communicate with the white morphing grid energy that is still left by his spirit.
And how would I do that? Imagine like I know nothing about technology or Morphing Grid stuff.
Okay. You could assemble a series of runes and craft a spell that would allow you to be able to speak within the Morphing Grid and call upon the remaining spirit or consciousness of Flamel within there in order to gain some knowledge or information, though I wouldn't necessarily do that, as we're still trying to find a way to bring Flamel back from giving himself to the Morphing Grid to protect you guys before.
Right. So, and I shouldn't talk to him before he's resurrected because
It could use the last of his essence that's left within the Morphing Grid.
Got it. And how do we resurrect him?
That's what we're working on. There was hopes of using the Vorpal Blade as a conduit in order to use the crystalline structure to focus in on the white spectrum of the Morphing Grid, but unfortunately you guys broke it.
We didn't break it. We did not break it. It turned into these things. We didn't break nothing.
You see like his like wings twitch for a second.
So, but how, like, is there another way besides the Vorpal Blade to bring him back?
If we can find the grimoire, there may be something within there to bring him back.
And where was the grimoire lost?
somewhere near the sword, but we still have yet to do any research into finding the grimoire itself.
One last question. Possibly. If I've been seeing memories from the past of like my bloodline, what have you, is there a way that I can tap into those without having to read the weird writing? Is there like a spell circle that you can teach me that I could tap into those? Maybe I could find the book that way. Because that's how I found the sword.
There might be. Philo starts flying around. He grabs like 3 or 4 books, them falling open onto random pages. You see there's like a combination of the like scrying spell, the 1st spell that you had cast before, and then like a memory or a mind reading spell, and then a like a moving, like to increase one's speed or capabilities like spell alongside it. If there might be a way to combine the 3 to go into your own memory and look around or interact with without sending you into the past.
Yeah, no time travel, please. I don't need to Marty McFly this. I'm good. But
You must
okay.
have been a great wizard. But I can start looking into how to combine these if it'll help us with
Great.
that.
Great. Sounds good. Cool. And then I'm good. Then
Gina, as you go in, give me a culture check.
All righty. That means I get to roll twice and take the worst one. It's the only smart skill that I don't have a D2 in. That's a 7.
There are a lot of books in here with a lot of magic, like information on magic and spellcrafting and runes and creating wands and artifacts and things of that nature, that trying to find one that fits the same parameters as the book from the class, it would probably take gathering all of these books and combining them into one to get the knowledge that's in that one book.
Okay. Can I actually create a program or use a spell to try to gather all of that information together and like essentially 3D print it into reality?
So this would be reprogramming the glamour clones, the simulacrums, to, instead of going to class, come down here, take all of the information down and start charting it and graphing it into a singular point of knowledge.
So that's not good enough. Is there anything along those lines that I can do that won't require us to go to class?
Either sitting here and reading through all of this, which could take years with how vast the Arcanium Plexus's knowledge and books are, or just reading the book that you got.
Okay, in that case, I am going to, as long as I'm here, I want to just like look up some basic spell runes and shit, and that way I can increase my magical capabilities just by doing a little bit of light studying and figuring out how everything works, as long as I'm down here and the information's at my fingertips.
Okay. Give me a spellcrafting roll with a downshift.
Gotta make this hard.
It's only because this is still new to everybody.
11.
11. Okay. You get the idea that more than half of these runes that you're looking at in order to increase your capabilities, some of them just require an additional mark, like an additional like brush stroke or something to them, that experimenting with that and where you would place this next line would start making the spell stronger or faster to cast and things of that nature. It'll take a little bit of time, but you're starting to get like notice these things.
Is there any magic attached to the anarchy symbol?
To the what symbol?
Anarchy?
There is one that looks familiar to it, but not where the anarchy symbol is more straight lines, creating the A and then circle. These are more curved and more well placed kind of things, like brush strokes
try
of
that one out.
Okay.
Not right now, but like in the future. I just wanted to make note of that. All right, yeah. No, I just all right. I guess that's what I got. I have to check things out, you know.
For Dior, Marcia, and Frankie, you guys watch as Professor Cranston comes running into the power chamber and like full arm embraces the Aquatarian in front of you. Why are you here? Why did they send you? Not that I'm not happy to see you, not that you aren't amazing at what you do, but there had to be others. There had to be somebody else. To which she responds with, the Morphing Grid made the choice. It wasn't on anyone else. I was required. And I was needed. And if here's where I am needed, then here's where I will be. I'll make the necessary changes and the necessary adaptations in order to circumvent the difference in planetary placement. But if the Morphing Grid is telling me that this is home, then this is home now. And she looks back over to the three of you. From what I've seen, and at least what I am able to tell, is you aren't accessing the Morphing Grid in a normal way. You are accessing Morphing Grid magic.
Yep.
I just look to Dior because I have no idea.
Nods. By all accounts, technically speaking.
It's the predecessor to the true Morphing Grid. Think of it as like the infant but more powerful form and version of it. Less structured and more emotional, I guess would be the correct way to interpret it. The interactions with Morphing Grid magic is very, very rare, as it rarely shows itself to beings. But seeing that it has interacted with all of you, I believe that that is why I am here.
Rolls shoulders a little bit.
So like, are you gonna be our Blue Ranger?
That is a possibility that could be had if the Morphing Grid magic does assign itself to me in that way. But I am an Aquatarian Blue Ranger in my home, much like my paternal.
Oh yeah, I forgot you used to be blue. It made sense.
So if you don't mind us asking, you said that you were needed?
Yes.
Does that
The
imply
Morphing
that
Grid.
you have a mission to perform?
Assuming that the Phantom Ranger is here and will be able to provide the rest of the information that they were able to gather from the Morphing Grid, I will be able to discern exactly why the Morphing Grid has called me here.
Bad news on that front. we have the Phantom Ranger's morphing crystal here in the Arcanium plexus, and Dior actually found Zordon knocked out with the crystal, but then Zordon was moved away from them or something.
You found the Phantom Ranger and separated from their
At least.
ruby.
Yeah. It's currently resting at 40% power. And rising.
Then he has returned to the grid that called him. And you could see there's like a sadness that has settled over her as she's trying to speak as logically about the situation at hand.
Doesn't that
Well-
mean that we don't know how to help you?
If I can find any of the Morphing Grid magic that was not claimed or presented here, then I might be able to use that to further along the repowering of the power ruby in order to gain that information.
I'd be happy to help. However way I
Honestly,
can.
same.
I mean, 75% of me is probably Morphing Grid energy you're more used to. So
Philo comes flying into the power chamber. There is a monster attacking. And the head like spins over for a second towards Frankie. In your home.
Oh,
Oh,
and the dojo
God.
looks over
How
to
did
Frankie.
how did they get into
How
the
did they
dojo?
find the dojo?
What the
Wild,
Oh,
crazy,
man.
crazy.
That's
Well,
so-
you know what time it is, everybody.
It's
Morphin' time.
Before
How
you
can I
walk on-
turn the page?
Just walks up to Peter while Peter is transforming.
I'm
Red Dragon
walking up
ArcaKnights.
directly- by the way, I'm walking up directly next to Marcia, and I'm going to just kick Peter in the shin before you move.
Damn it!
I give Dior a high five.
And with that, we'll go ahead and end tonight's session. Thank you guys
How
so
did
much
they
for joining
find my
us.
dojo? Damn it.
I don't know.
I wonder.
Go around the cast, have them tell you where you can find them on the internet, and one or two of the projects that they got going on. And we will start with our illustrious master of tech and Green Ranger, Pluto.
Hey everyone, I am Pluto. I am a non-binary bisexual streamer on a quest to run every game in the known universe. When I am not on here being a really dumb himbo Green Ranger, the next thing I have tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern is the next episode of Dresden Files Accelerated, where I will finally be taking on the role of Harry Dresden himself, as he is showing up on the scene, so that will be perfectly fine. After that, Friday is the Gainer Gossip at 4 p.m. with a podcast with me and my wife where we talk about all things TikTok, acting, and tabletop. Believe her friend Allison is our guest, but stay tuned to the Twitter when I get actually verification of that. I believe either this Sunday or next Sunday will be our penultimate episode of A Weird Frontier. Stay tuned on the Twitter for the actual update on the date because of birthday stuff. But they're getting on the last little lades of their journey there. So that's Sunday on my channel at Pluto Cleric on Twitch at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then the last thing I'll plug is the Pathfinder charity campaign. The second episode will be June 5th. It's every first and third Mondays. Every episode, we are raising money for the Trans Empowerment Project. We got to see our characters' little backstories. Them getting selected, obviously, as the group to figure out what the hell's going on. And so we'll see how that group interacts. But yeah, that's everything for me.
And we'll jump over to Javante.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Javante, your resident TTRPG goblin. When I'm not here on Monday nights, you can find me on Opposing Wednesdays. So next Wednesday, where I'm leading my own D&D team who will run through Dante's Inferno. They are at the boss fight against King Minos himself. We'll see how they get judged. Outside of that, you can keep an eye on my Twitter sphere. I still have the wrestling thing going on. I have some stuff doing with VWF as well. I have also a few projects lined up in the coming months. So keep an eye on my Twitter sphere for that.
Hell yeah. Krimsin.
Hey y'all, Krimsin Galaxy again, and that is Krimsin, because I'm not me without a little bit of sin. My pronouns are they, them, she, and they, and I am a non-binary trans feminine streamer, performer, and sensitivity reader. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at sin_gal. You can find me here and on Instagram at Krimsin_Galaxy_RPG. Where you can find me playing on Wednesdays, you can find me playing Things from the Flood over on Party Wipe Games at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And every second Sunday of the month still, I am doing a Monster of the Week game with one of my favorite GMs and storytellers, along with all of the other GMs and storytellers I play with, but Casper the Envy Ghost. And that story is like really, really cool, really, really fun. Come check that out. Even though it is down to once a month right now, that might not last forever. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Brandon.
Hello, I needed to make sure that I was not muted. Hi everyone, it's me, Brandon O'Brien. I am a poet, writer, and game designer from Trinidad and Tobago. You can find me almost everywhere on the internet at The Rising Tides. That's TITHES. I have an itch.io page, therisingtides.itch.io, where you can find information about all of the game projects that I'm presently working on, including Hero Revolution, a Kamen Rider themed RPG that is blending some Blades in the Dark stuff with mechanics with lots of very intense flavor. And you should be looking out for an update about that very, very soon, because I've been working on a very cool part of that game that I really want to talk about a great deal. So if you follow me on itch.io, you'll find out more about that later this week. But if you want to see me playing very, very soon, I would like to let you all know about a thing called ArvCon. My good friend Gregory Wilson and a bunch of writer friends of mine will be gathered from May 25th to the 29th, playing lots of RPGs and having lots of RPG conversations to raise funds for the Damon Runyon Cancer Research Foundation. And among the games that they will be playing, I will be GMing a game that I have not decided yet, with players that I have not decided yet, on Monday afternoon from 12 to 3 EST. But on Sunday, starting from 12 EST, I will be in an 8-hour marathon D&D session with the cast of Infinity and Beyond Eberron. So if you want to see me play my favorite sorcerer gun character, Rowan Shallow, and have very intense feelings about all of the weird and silly things that my character will be doing with said magic gun, definitely check that out. Definitely support us so we can continue to kick cancer in the butt, because cancer is evil and we should be destroying it as powerfully as possible. So yeah.
Jesus Christ, 8 hours.
Go ahead and try and follow that up, Alec.
I'm gonna do my best. Hey everybody, I'm Alec the Bard. You can find me everywhere under Alec the Bard. If you want to see more of my games, you can check them out on my YouTube channel, Alec the Bard on YouTube. A new episode of Heroes of Bastion drops this Saturday. New episode of Secrets of the Core drops next week, and we got let's see, we've got 3 other games in the pipeline, plus a PvP D&D tournament coming up with some familiar faces from this cast, along with basically every member of the Novum Rolodex. So you're gonna want to keep your eyes peeled on my YouTube for that. And that's me. And I'm going to MomoCon this week. So if you're gonna be at MomoCon, make sure to drop by and say hello.
And I am Will. I am the lore keeper over at Arclight Court. When I am not here playing this wonderful game and telling this amazing story with these Rangers, I am an indie tabletop game designer and creator, one of which will be starting its soft release here within the first 2 weeks of June, which is Magi, Veil of Mana, a brand new TTRPG using a brand new dice mechanic, all new classless based system with advanced character progression, deep built lore, all that fun stuff. We're going to be spending the first 2 weeks of June over on my Twitch channel at Arclight Court, going over all of the fun information about that before we launch the Kickstarter. So I will be super excited to see all of you. And also, with that being said, unfortunately, that is going to fill the day that we normally play our next session, which would be June 12th. So our next game that you guys can catch the Rangers all together in will be June 26th. That will be the next game that
June
we
26th. Got it.
626. It's like Stitch. Makes it easy.
Bam.
Yeah.
So far away.
But also, before we leave, I do want to go through our wonderful sponsors. First off is Session Zero Clothing, creators of awesome TTRPG inspired streetwear. Use code ORDER at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Next, we have Norse Foundry, creators of artisan stone and metal dice. If you use code TIO15, you'll get 15% off your purchase. Another amazing dice crafting group is Mithril Armory. If you use code Initiative, you could get 10% off of your purchase. And last but certainly not least, our very own Terran, creator of Umbral Oculus Dice. If you use code Initiative, you'll get 10% off a full set of dice. Thank you guys so much for joining us here again for ArcaKnights, a Power Rangers actual play series here on the Initiative Order. We'll see you all a little bit later than sooner, but always remember that on Mondays, it's morphin' time.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, good.